We had incredible demonstrations there by, I mean, 5 of you, some great students that you have, one of which is your brother-in-law.
Yes, that's right, Piero Olcese.
Let's talk about a couple of these people. Let's start with Piero.
Well, Piero Olcese is a black belt in the Shuai Jiao. He's a gold medal regional tournament winner here in this area.
Okay.
And he competed. He took the 3rd place nationally in Orlando in the Shuai Jiao. Mario Polito, the big fella, that's almost 300 pounds, he wins in Tai Chi also, the very soft style, but he's also a champion in the Shuai Jiao Chinese wrestling.
Wow, and he has the size for it, that's for sure.
He does have the size and the strength, but also the amazing thing about him, he's very soft for a big man. The children that you saw, my son Pete Jr., he took several medals in Orlando, Shuai Jiao. Tracy Tully, our women's division, Shuai Jiao competitor.
She did very well.
And Michael Marcano. Both Michael and Tracy study the Chinese wrestling, but they also study the Shaolin Kung Fu, and they do sword forms and other aspects of the Chinese martial arts.
That's great. So you obviously, I mean, you can see the size differences with Mario and Piero. Then you have the children and the girl, of course. It's amazing that you're able to show the mix there. It's great that you had a mix of people, because people can realize that anybody can do this, and if they put their mind to it.
Well, the Shuai Jiao that we just demonstrated is, of course, a high-impact type style. There are softer styles for people that don't want that throwing.
That hardness, right.
Exactly. The Shuai Jiao is the throwing element of Chinese Kung Fu. When people think of throwing, years ago, they thought of only Judo or maybe Aikido if they knew a little bit.
Yeah, if it was around.
But now people are learning because of Grandmaster Chang. And I took a special bow to the Grandmaster back in Taiwan in 1979, where I became an adopted son.
Which is an incredible honor.
And with it came the awesome responsibility of promoting the Shuai Jiao. Shuai Jiao is sort of like a Chinese Judo, except that it's far more potent.
And it came before Judo, I believe.
Yes, it did, thousands of years before. Judo is relatively only 100 or so years old, where Shuai Jiao is thousands of years old.
That's amazing.
So it's exciting. I like to do the Shuai Jiao. I like to add it with my other styles, and certainly it's before the public eye. I just finished the Panther promotion videotapes on Shuai Jiao. Right. Those will be marketed nationally and internationally, and Shuai Jiao is getting out there.
In which case you'll be able to expose some of your philosophies and some of the techniques that we're talking about here and what we just saw.
That's true. You can see how devastating these throws are. The person in the street does not get up from these falls. These people are trained, and they can take this type of fall. But in the street, that's it. Lights out.
Right, I'm glad I wasn't thrown there. Even though I can break fall, I don't want to get thrown too much. Well, obviously, let's talk about the children a little bit, because I think kids are important to throw into this mix here. What do you suggest for children starting out in karate or kung fu or tai chi? What's the little good words of wisdom for that?
Well, I suggest whatever martial art they're going to train, for a parent to go look at the school and see the instructor, see the class, and see if it's right for the child. In my school, of course, I start with the Shaolin Kung Fu as well as the Shuai Jiao Chinese wrestling. I like them to take a little bit of both, if possible, to round them out. Okay. They learn how to kick and punch and also to throw. A lot of fights end up with the throw or on the ground. So I also throw in some ground technique. It's very important, as you know.
It is very important, because a lot of fights do end up on the ground. And it's good for kids to know this type of thing, especially with all the grabbing and pulling. You know, they're very awkward at that stage anyway. They need to know, maybe there's a niche they can fall into, and whether it be, you know, the Tai Chi or the Shaolin or whatever the style might be that you're showing them. So that's great.
And all the children are taught not to brag about their accomplishments or what they know. They don't go about in school. Maybe a kid will know that they study Kung Fu, but that's not something they brag about, and they don't get into fights. That's taboo.
That's number one.
If attacked, of course, they're taught to defend themselves, and they do that in a very effective manner. But they're never the initiator, and they're trained that way.
That's an important rule, and people should know that even if you're an adult, when you learn martial arts, the first thing you learn is learn how to fight, not to fight, which is an important rule that I've always lived by. And I'm sure you share the same philosophy on that. It's important not to do it, but if you have to, that's when you bring it out.
Exactly. It gets back to the law of physics and the law of karma, which is an ancient rule, cause and effect. If there's an equal force delivered, you answer back with an opposite and equal force. And that's what happens with the perpetrator. You answer with the amount of force that you need to take command of the situation. Exactly.
And being a politician now, okay, or a former politician, you know, we don't know what your future endeavors might be, but did all your training in the past help you with your political career, and as far as your confidence and maybe the way you brought yourself out to the public and in the way you held office and so forth?
Yes, I definitely believe it did. It certainly gave me the ability to set on a course and try to pursue that course and unwaveringly. And that's what you have to do to be successful in the martial arts. Get a goal, stick with it, continue your training. The same thing with politics. Set a course, do what you have to do in order to try to do positive things for the city. And I did that, and I certainly think the training helped me stay on that course.
That's great. That's great. And I mean, being a city councilman and so forth, I mean, you've seen a lot of people, and you're able to pass the word around with the martial arts, and people knowing now that you're involved with them. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know Pete Chema was involved with this, the councilman.
Yeah.
They might think it's another Pete Chema out there who does karate or martial arts or kung fu.
That's true, and I'm not a pushy type guy. I'm an unassuming individual, so I don't really push it. When people find out that I am a teacher and instructor of so many years, a lot of times people are amazed.
Right. And what's this article coming out in Martial Arts Training now? What we're looking forward to here?
Martial Arts Training is a very big magazine in the United States, and it goes overseas too. I'll be on the cover demonstrating martial arts training apparatus. I showed you one or two during the demo. Right. Those type of things are in the story, as well as the videotapes that will be coming out. So I'm very excited about the future of Shuai Jiao and the future of martial arts, thanks to shows such as yours here in Yonkers and in the United States. I think it's a big thing, and the more people get into it, the more they're going to see. Martial arts is for everyone. And
our goal with this show, as with any martial arts instructor, hopefully, is to bring martial arts together, bring styles like mine and yours together, especially for people like me who've come from a Japanese style, to know that the Chinese background is where my style originated from. And it's people like yourself who educate me every day. I mean, I'm learning something right now, and it's really a good experience.
Well, the more people see about the martial arts, whether Japanese, Chinese, Korean, or whatever style, I believe no matter how they look so much different at first blush, when you get on a higher level, you're going to see more of the similarities.
Exactly.
They're there at the heart of the art.
Exactly.
That's the essence, and that's what we as martial artists all strive for, that essence.
That's great. Okay, well, I've had a good time. We've had a lot of good things to see here, and of course, as always, we have so much stuff to talk about with our guests. And Pete, thanks for coming down, and Sifu, Pete, and we'll have you again.
Thank you, and I'm really glad your show's here in Yonkers.
Great. All right. Well, we'll see you next time here on Kickback. And